and good evening, everyone. Welcome to At America. Well, I am seeing happy faces here. For those of you who are new here, At America is the U.S. Embassy's American Center, and our mission is to provide a space for young Indonesians to learn more about the United States. My name is Adila, one of the e-guides here in At America, and tonight we will have a martial art event. Our event tonight is When Pencak Silat Meets Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I know everybody is really excited here, but before we start the event, let me tell you here a little fun fact. Did you know young Indonesian Jiu-Jitsu athlete Deva Bagusetio won 2 gold medals in the 2022 Jiu-Jitsu Southeast Asian International Open in Malaysia? All right, tonight we have this mattress over here, so I know everybody is really curious and excited for what we are having tonight. And without further ado, I would like to introduce you all to our moderator, Servo Caesar Prayoga, podcaster of Indo Octagon MMA. Kavo, the stage is yours.
Thank you, Sadila. Good evening, everyone. My name is Avo. I'm a creative director and podcaster of Indo Octagon MMA. I also happen to be a martial arts enthusiast. We all know that mixed martial arts is the fastest growing sports in the world right now. And these 2 speakers that we have here, I'm very excited to talk about them and talk with them and also get into the mat with them if it's possible. Okay, for the first speaker, I will read the profiles. He's a professional Pencak Silat athlete. He's also an American hip-hop artist. He's the head instructor Silat Martial Arts Institute and head coach for the USA Pencak Silat Federation national team. He has 25 years of experience practicing Pencak Silat in the US. And he's also the first American competitor in the 2010 World Pencak Silat Tournament in Jakarta. And he's also the president of Dean TV Foundation, a non-profit organization with the mission to educate, entertain, and inspire through media. Please welcome Malik Ahmad. Yes. Yes. Okay, for the next speaker, who also happened to be one of my great sensei. He's the founder and head coach of Alliance Jiu-Jitsu Indonesia, Jackson's MMA Indonesia, and Tap Out Jiu-Jitsu Indonesia. He's a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt under Romero Jacare Cavalcanti, founder of Alliance Jiu-Jitsu and multiple time world champion Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu team member. He has 26 years of experience in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under Rickson Gracie and Charles Gracie. As we all know, the Gracie's family is one of the founder of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. And he's also Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and combative instructor for Indonesia's Army Special Forces, Kopassus Group 2, and SAT 81 Gultor, or Counter-Terrorism Group of Kopassus. Wow! Please welcome Professor Deddy Wigraha. Please have a seat, Prof. Okay, can we just skip the discussion and go to the mat? Okay, thank you for having us.
Thank
Prof
you.
Deddy and Malik.
Thank you.
for having me.
How are you?
I'm
How are you
good.
guys?
Very
Thank
good.
you.
Very good. Yeah.
Let's get down to
Let's do it.
I have
Yeah.
tons of question lists,
Yeah,
and
let's
I do
go.
believe the audience online would also like to ask
Sure.
tons of questions to you guys. Okay, tell us about your current activities. maybe maybe Malik can.
Me?
Ya,
Okay.
Malik sedang sibuk apa aja sekarang?
Oh yeah, so, bicara bahasa Indonesia atau
Boleh,
bahasa
boleh.
Indonesia? Okay, so saya mulai pencak silat waktu saya umur 15. I started pencak silat when I was 15 years old.
Teenagers, ya, okay.
Teenagers, yes. Ada latihan di masjid di dekat rumah saya.
Oh, okay.
Dan sesudah itu saya pergi ke Kedubes Indonesia. So after that, I traveled to the Kedubes Indonesia.
Yeah.
The Kedubes
Embassy.
Embassy. I'm forgetting my English now. What is going on? Kedubes Indonesia dan latihan dengan guru di sana. Yeah. So I trained there.
Oke.
Saya sekarang fokusnya lebih banyak ngelatih. Jadi kalau pertama-tama saya belajar Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu juga di Amerika Serikat. Waktu itu saya lagi studi menyelesaikan studi saya di Amerika di universitas. Jadi saya mulai Jiu-Jitsu tahun 96. Waktu itu saya startnya sama Rickson Gracie waktu itu ya, dan kegiatan
Rickson Gracie.
ya, kegiatannya sekarang ya melatih aja. Sekarang fokus juga karena Jiu-Jitsu juga udah masuk di multi event. Sekarang kebetulan juga saya baru dikasih kepercayaan untuk megang tim DKI, dan saya juga sekarang pelatih head coach untuk tim DKI Jiu-Jitsu buat PON di 2024 nanti. Gitu ya.
Give it applause to Prof Deddy and Malik. Oh, for those of you who haven't been able to or maybe questioning why Afu always shout "os" when every time I see Prof Deddy. So basically it's our way to greet ya Prof ya.
Us.
Okay, can you tell me about a little bit more about your journey in martial arts, especially why fall in love with Pencak Silat?
Yes. Okay. So let me try in Bahasa Indonesia, and then I'll try in English if it don't make sense. Okay. So pertama kali saya tidak tahu tentang Pencak Silat. Saya tidak tahu. I didn't know anything about Pencak Silat. Tapi saya punya teman dan dia bilang, okay, ayo ikut kelas bela diri. Saya tidak tahu. I didn't even know what martial arts this is.
Yeah.
Kemudian saya belajar tentang Pencak Silat, then I fell in love. Yeah.
What can you tell me more about what makes you fall in love?
What made me fall in love with
Yeah.
Pencak Silat? So Pencak Silat has a lot of many aspects. There's 4 aspects to Pencak Silat. Okay, one is the bela diri. Okay, ada 4 aspek Pencak Silat. Satu bela diri. Dua mental like spiritual aspect. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to translate that.
Yeah.
Dan 3 olahraga, dan 4 seni.
Oh,
And
it's also an art ya?
Yes. Ada banyak. Yeah. So there's so many things. It's so rich, you know. I don't know. Can you say in Bahasa Indonesia it's kaya?
Yeah.
Same meaning?
Betul.
It's rich. It has so many things in it.
Berlimpah atau kaya.
Berlimpah?
Yeah.
Berlimpah. Okay, I learned a new word. Got to write it down. So it was, Pencak Silat has so much. And this is really, sebelum saya belajar Pencak Silat di Indonesia, like the real Pencak Silat, yeah? So, and then saya masih belajar. I'm still learning.
How about you, Prof?
Oh yeah. So
What makes you fall in love with Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu?
So basically, back in 96, 95, I'm actually learned martial arts since I was a kid, right? I was start doing Pencak Silat first. Is my first martial art. I learned Merpati Putih back then, and then when I was studying in US, I decided I want to learn another martial art. You know, like. And I went to a couple of martial arts schools until one of my friend showed me VHS at the time.
Yeah.
Back
It's
then was a
videotape,
VHS.
Yeah.
And hey, I think you should watch this
Videotape.
event called Ultimate Fighting Championship that time.
Oh, okay.
So I was like, okay, and you can in that event I can see that many martial arts they fight each other, and the rules is very simple at the time. There's no Yeah,
The
you know,
whole
you can do
barracks, yeah,
anything. There's
yeah.
no weight class,
No time
no
limit.
time
yeah.
limit. And then all martial arts was competing each other. And back then I saw one guy is his name is Hoist Gracie,
Hoist
and
Gracie.
and then he beats a lot of big guys at that time, right? From any other martial arts. And from that time, I was like, oh, I think I really want to know more about this Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. So I lived in Santa Monica at that time. I went to Santa Monica College, and not that far from my place, I found out there's a Jiu-Jitsu school, which is Hickson Gracie Academy that time. And from that time, I started to decide, oh, I want to join the classes there. And from back then, and what I learned from Jiu-Jitsu is just not about it's effective for real situation, for bigger guys, for smaller guys can beat the bigger guys. But from that, I learned not just BJJ is not just good for regular people. It's good for kids also, for bulletproof, and for women, because Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu we spend more time on the ground, and then for women it's also good for rape prevention. Yeah, so from there I decided I went back to Indonesia, and back then nobody knows Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, this is back in '98, I think. And then I start to teach to my high school friends, you know, showing the techniques and everything, until I decided 2002 I wanted to have my own gym and teach Jiu-Jitsu. But back then I still have a job to do, and then
You're still juggling.
still doing I'm still doing martial art as a side job. But in 2011, I decided that I really want to do this forever and have a mission in trying to promote this art, you know, and socializing to people in Indonesia, especially like that.
Is there any challenges? I mean, especially for the early times when you practicing martial arts, Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu or Pencak Silat, is there any challenges, and how you deal with it? Maybe Malik can.
So it's very interesting. My story and his story is very similar, because back waktu itu tidak ada Pencak Silat di Amerika. There was no Pencak Silat in America. So kalau saya mau latih, saya harus jalan 1 jam ke Dubes Indonesia. Yeah, I had to travel.
It's quite.
I had to travel a far, like an hour, just to practice, and I could only practice 1 time per week, 1 kali per minggu.
Okay.
Yeah, so it wasn't easy, you know, to practice and learn more about Pencak Silat, but I loved it. And one important thing that I really felt that kept me in it is that many of our instructors also entered competition, open competition.
Oh.
We call it open competition. Like it's ini kejuaraan terbuka, yeah. Semua bela diri bisa. Tapi ini sesudah MMA. Tapi ada peraturan tidak bisa.
There's several rules.
Yeah, there's some rules. You can't do this. So our Pencak Silat would enter, and we would win. We would win a lot. So we were really good in competition. So that made me also proud. We would go to these tournaments and we'd beat, you know, some of these other martial arts, like, but they're all standing, not there was no BJJ at that time.
Oh, okay.
So so that's what also made me proud that this martial arts is good. We have a good school. Ini ada perguruan kuat.
Yeah.
Kuat, yeah.
Okay, so basically, the when you find out that you won the competition, and it starts to boost up your confidence as well, yeah, knowing that, oh, actually Pencak Silat could be applied and we could gain something out of it, yeah.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
How about you, Prof? Is there any challenges for you to learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu? Because at that time, maybe we all still haven't got any resources. There's still no internet back then. Yeah, you watch the UFC through videotape. So
back then was a challenge because we don't nobody knows BJJ in Jakarta at that time, and then yeah, I'm just trying to join other clubs like a judo clubs that time, and then show have a group of people, a group of friends trying to show what is jiu-jitsu all about, and then like Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu especially what it's all about. It's different than other martial arts because Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu we focus more on the ground. I try to explain and how smaller guys can beat the bigger guys using you have to bring the opponents to the ground and then do a lot of submission, a lot of chokes, joint locks, and all that. And I have to explain to them about that until in I think early 2000, one of our local TV station in Indonesia, they start to make a
Fighting championship.
yeah, at that time, yeah. I mean,
TPI
mixed martial
fighting
art.
championship, I
TPI
think.
fighting, yeah.
Yeah.
TPI fighting championship, yeah.
Yes.
And I already have a group of people who wants to compete at that event, and then at that time it's one of my students also they competed, and then he won at the championship that time, and some of them went to Japan and also compete in Japan for
Nice.
mixed martial art, and then he won also at that time. So from there, little by little, people will start to know, and the local TV station also showing UFC back then. So it helps a lot the growing of this
Combat sports.
Brazilian
Yeah.
Jiu-Jitsu combat sport, and then Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and and until now, like until I open my own school, and then people start to know, and we make a competition. Trying to introduce more about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu until 2011. I was like decided,
2011,
people will
okay.
start to know Jiu-Jitsu, and this is what I'm trying to do. Also trying to promote the sport through not only through teaching, through competition also, and send our athletes to compete in abroad. And until now we
Yes.
also already in multi-event, right?
Yeah.
We have an athlete who already competes in
International
Asian
level, yeah,
Games,
yeah.
SEA Games, Manila that time 2019, and we got medals. We got gold medals also that time. Until now. Hopefully, Pekan Olahraga Nasional also
yeah.
PON. We already have an exhibition last year
In Papua, yeah.
in Papua, So hopefully in 2024, we're gonna send athlete from DKI also to compete. So,
Hopefully there will be more competition, guys, because
that's true.
from your stories, both of your stories, it seems that the events, the combat tournament, it also really helps to grow the combat sports itself.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's true.
Most of the people know martial arts through film. Not many of them who able to experience the martial arts on daily basis, right? Can you tell us how Pencak Silat or BJJ could help us in self defense aspect or for self development program? Can yeah.
So the beauty of martial arts, there's so many aspects. And so one of the aspects is self-defense, bela diri. So waktu saya remaja, saya orang how you say shy?
Pemalu.
Pemalu. Ya, saya orang pemalu. Ya, dan mungkin ada orang bully saya. Ya. Tapi waktu saya belajar Pencak Silat, saya menjadi orang lebih kuat, lebih berani. Yeah. So when I studied martial arts, it changed my personality because now I'm not afraid. I'm not always afraid of what somebody bigger can do to me. So for me, it did a lot for me personally. You know, I've never really gotten into a fight. Like I'm not a street guy.
Street fight.
I'm not a street guy. Martial arts taught me how to conduct myself so I don't have to go into a fight, you know?
Okay.
To conduct myself properly. If I want to fight, I fight inside the ring, inside the arena, inside the octagon.
Yes.
Yes, right? So these are all aspects of martial arts that I think are more important than learning how to punch or learning how to choke or learning how to break someone's neck. These aspects of discipline, of learning, of competing, competitions is much more important. And I think martial arts is perfect for that.
I have to agree with Malik. What Malik said. When we learn martial art, it's not about just everything is just about competing. You know, like being a good athlete or good mixed martial fighters and all that. In other aspect in martial art, you can actually it's really good for your self-development, discipline, and all that. My goal now, right? Besides, I'm training the athletes. I'm trying to promote the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu also for people. For example, we have in our gym, I think Chominos also, we have one of our friends who actually korban ADRT and all that, right?
Survivor,
We're trying to, survivors. Even in my gym, we have one of my students also have experience of sexual abuse and all that. That's the most important thing. I think it's trying to help them
regain
the confidence, learn the martial art, and make them feel
safe,
confident, self-defense, learning martial art and all that. So, besides that, I think it's my goal also trying to change people for the better through martial arts, right? Like
it could also be a therapy,
Yes. And Jiu-Jitsu is also BJJ is it's all martial arts. I think it's very good for stress relief and all that, and not just it's good learning. Besides learning self-defense, it's good for your how do you say
mental state and spiritual state,
and tone your muscle and all that. Of course, that's the other aspect, I think. Yeah.
Okay, it seems that maybe the audience in at America or the online audience, they have been curious, but somehow they also still hesitate. Is there any advice that you would like to give to the audience to try joining the class?
Okay. So when you learn martial art in the beginning, all you have to do is just like ada niat. How do you say niat in English?
The willing to
willing to learn,
try,
right?
to take
Willing
a
to
leap of
try.
faith,
And of course, in the beginning, like if you learn martial arts, you're gonna have problems, and maybe it's gonna be a bit difficult for you because you learn something new. Some of you, even in my gym, I have people who never actually do exercise, but when slowly, little better, they try jiu-jitsu and then they love it, and then until now they start to enjoy because it's fun. You learn a lot of things, right? A lot of submission and all that. So I think it's you have to just have a willing kayak tadi niat aja, try to in the beginning.
Just came to the class, join the class, and keep coming,
Keep coming,
How about you, Malik? Is there any advice?
For well, for me, I never understood people who just go to the gym to work out, right? They just go to the gym and lift and do this, For me, if you want to exercise, you do something. You play basketball, you play soccer, you do something. And martial arts is like one of the best exercises. I know jiu-jitsu is such a great workout, Pencak Silat, you work your body, lower body, your upper body, kicks, punches. So it's and an hour goes by and you don't even realize because an hour in the gym you remember. But sometimes it's if you're doing something that you love, kalau lakukan hal yang Anda suka, mudah sekali lakukan, terus lakukan. You continue to doing it, right? Something like that. I don't know. My bahasa still works.
Okay, give it a round of applause for Malik and Prof Deddy. Okay, actually, I still want to have a lot of questions, but I think it's time for us to just go to the mat,
Oh, wow. Okay.
Okay. Okay, we're gonna have this session. We're gonna have a demonstration, yeah, of Pencak Silat and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and we can start from
From me?
Malik, yeah, yeah.
All right.
Malik, if you want to,
I'm gonna first.
Yeah.
Okay, so in Pencak Silat, there's several aspects. Okay, there's the seni aspect, there's the bela diri aspect, there's the olahraga. So I'm gonna show three. I can't show the mental, spiritual.
yeah,
I don't know how to show that. But first, I'm gonna show the seni. So I'm gonna do a jurus, what we call a
Yeah.
jurus.
Yeah.
Jurus is a series of techniques.
It's a sequence of movement,
Sequence
yeah.
of movements.
Yes.
Yeah. So the one I'm going to do is the one that's very famous across the world. It's called Jurus Tunggal.
Jurus Tunggal.
So I'm going to do a little bit of that. And then afterward, I have somebody who will help me show first some traditional moves, and then I'm going to show some of the sport.
yeah,
The
the
technique.
practical stuff, yeah.
Well, we have the practical first,
Yeah.
and then we have the sport. And
Oh, okay.
Since I think the sport is what a lot of the young people are interested in.
Yeah.
So I'm going to show some scissor technique,
Okay.
some kicks, some takedowns, something like that. Okay?
Okay,
All right.
give it up for Malik. Okay, Malik will show us the Jurus Tunggal first, yeah. Okay. Give it applause to Malik. It's so beautiful, yeah, yet deadly. Yes. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Pak Tony will joining Malik on stage. Okay, this is basically what you're gonna show us, Malik. That's the one of the takedown technique, yeah. Okay, that's one of more the practical aspects, yeah. Okay. Okay, the sports aspect, yeah.
One of the things in Pencak Silat, we have a lot of trapping. Okay, so when the person tries to attack, instead of just a big fight where people are punching, kicking each other, trying to cause as much damage, the idea is to trap and take down, okay? So I'm gonna show you, explain the technique that I just did, okay, real quick, and go
Okay.
little by little.
Okay.
Okay. So the first thing, this technique is basically it's called tangkapan. Tangkapan.
Catches technique, yeah.
Tangkapan kaki, right? So there's several ways to do it. This way, let me show you.
I can hold the
Okay,
mic for
here
you.
you go.
Yeah.
Okay, so I come here. And then this. You guys see this? So I'm here, I caught. Okay, so here, boom. I come here. Okay? This one pushes out, and here, okay? This comes here. This is a little bit more of the actually practical. Here, look. Okay? Okay, now here, in Jiu-Jitsu, you have this.
Yeah.
You can do this. There's a lot of things you can do. You can combine things. But in Silat, the concept is very important. The lanka, okay? You start here.
The steps, yeah.
Lanka, okay? Very, very important, okay? Same technique, you can do whatever, but as long as you have the proper lanka, okay? So, okay? He's already off balance, okay? So I can do here, he can grab here, I can come, I just here, boom, boom, here, boom, okay? And then again, you have this.
Yeah. The toe hold and the knee bar and everything, okay. Or you can just escaping.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can just run.
Okay.
Sometimes better to run.
Yeah.
Okay, so another very interesting technique that you see a lot in the competitions is what we call gunting, or
The scissors. sweep,
scissors. Yeah.
Okay.
There's two ways of doing gunting depan and gunting. There's two ways. I'm going to show gunting depan. Okay. Sometimes it's called buaya.
Oh,
Buaya, and you'll see why. Okay.
okay.
So I'll do it myself. So from here, here. Okay. You can see the buaya, right?
Okay, this is the alligator position, yeah. The crocodile position. Okay.
Satu kali, satu kali. Here, boom, boom, and watch. See, I come here, one, get this other leg here.
Nice. And you can still have the styles, yeah.
Yeah. So there's that technique.
That's the first methods, yeah. The gunting depan, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
popular in the sport. Actually.
Okay.
Olahraga. What else? There's so many. I'll give Master Deddy a chance.
No, it's okay. I mean, if you still have
Okay.
few movements that.
Yeah. Okay. So we also have we have ground techniques, we have kicks, and we have punches and everything. So I love the ground techniques, but I also like kicking. Okay.
Okay.
So if you saw in the jurus, we have what we call tenangan depan here.
Front kick, yeah.
Boom,
Okay.
front kick. But then we also have tenangan lurus.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like
Okay.
this one.
Okay.
You come, and then you push. Boom. And it pushes the opponent away. You see that a lot
Yes.
in the sport. Here. Maybe go from here, okay, push. And then push the opponent. Okay? Then also,
And the front kick as well as is also effective, yeah.
yeah, but
I-
it's, because the front kick is more for the head.
Yeah.
And in Silat, the head, same as Jiu-Jitsu, you're not allowed to.
Yeah. And the last time I saw a very vicious front kick is when Michael Chandler knocked out Tony Ferguson in UFC. Yeah, the famous legendary front kick. Yeah,
Silat, we have that.
yeah.
But my favorite.
Uh, You also
Hey, tenangan.
tendangan T. Oh, okay.
Because it's like the letter T.
Okay.
Like the letter T, right?
Yes.
In English, we say
T kick.
T, right?
Yeah.
I think in Indonesia, we say
T.
T.
Yeah.
Here, right? So it looks like this. That's my favorite kick.
Okay.
Most effective.
Yeah. It aims to straight to the head, yeah.
No, well, I never use it.
Okay. When in competition, you use it to the side, the body,
Boom, and then come right here.
straight to the kidney,
A
yeah.
lot of times I'm here.
Okay. T. Okay. One of your favorite moves, yeah.
That's my favorite move.
Okay.
The most common one is
Tendangan sabit.
and I think other martial arts have these. So these are unique to Silat.
Okay.
But what makes them unique is how we use them.
Yes.
Okay? For example, let me talk in here.
Yeah.
Yeah. So these kicks, tenangan, they're not unique to Pencak Silat, okay? Ada tendangan depan dan tendangan sabit, tendangan T di bela diri yang lain. Tapi ada
Ciri khas, ya.
what is it?
Signature.
Signature, yes.
Signature.
Okay. So seperti tendangan sabit. I'll show you.
Yeah.
In other martial arts, tendangan sabit, maybe taekwondo. Yeah. Or maybe in Muay Thai. Muay Thai, okay?
Yes.
Silat, okay? Watch my hand, okay? Okay, we're protecting the line.
Oh, okay.
Protect
There's
here.
still a single line that you have to protect, yeah.
Okay? Then we can still do it like power. Bah! Okay, but we do the two out. Let's do the two out here. Boom. This hand, watch this hand. So little differences,
Yeah.
small differences.
But I think the effectiveness and the deadly of the move still.
Yeah. Well, it's also to protect you. When you do a kick, you also want to protect your vital organs because you never know. One of the things about Pencak Silat is about we always are thinking in our heads multiple opponents.
Yes.
Okay, so we never know.
Who's gonna attack
Yeah, I might
first
be
or
fighting with you. Somebody might come from the background.
give you
And
a
so
sucker
that's where,
punch.
Lanka
Yeah.
will come in. You will be able to see different opponents. So they're always thinking about that. One other technique that I also like is what we call sapuan. Sapuan, okay?
Sweep.
Sweep, yeah. So we have several different types of sapuan. I'll show you 3 types of sapuan, okay?
Okay. Okay. The first one is sapuan rebah, ya. Okay.
I'll show you what we did here. Then I come in here. Now here, you see, this is the practical aspect. He tries to punch. He tries to punch with the other hand. Yeah, he can't. With this other hand, okay? Yeah, he can. Okay? But after I come here, then I have what we call sapuan here. Okay? Boom. See? Boom here. Yeah? Boom. And then this. Ah! Right
And then you can do everything to the fallen guy, ya. Okay. Okay.
Now, that's up on the bus. Okay?
Okay.
Now,
The second
I'm sorry. That is Sapuan Tegak.
sapuan tegak. Okay.
Sapuan Tegak.
Sapuan tegak, ya.
Then we have Sapuan Rebah.
Sapuan rebah. So this is the sapuan rebah, ya, the second one, ya. Okay. It's okay.
So, it's when somebody is kicking, they kick, and they come down. So you wait for them to start kicking, so you wait for somebody to kick high,
And then you
and then you
aim
come
to
down.
the lower part.
It
Yeah.
works. You hear they're coming to kick your head or thigh, you come, and you sweep them
Okay.
But that's not my favorite one.
Yeah.
Okay. My favorite one is what we call sapuan reba belakang.
Sapuan rebah belakang. So this is the third type ya. The third one ya. Sapuan rebah belakang. Okay.
Sapuan reba belakang, there's two ways. There's two ways to do it. Okay, there's the way that makes you get up very quickly.
Okay.
Bisa berdiri cepat sekali. Okay. Then you can do another attack after that.
Okay.
This is very silat.
Yeah.
Very silat.
Nice. Yeah. You can combine those movement into a combo ya. Okay. Sapuan. Oke. Sapuan oke. Sapuan melingkar ya. Ya. Oke. Okay.
So then there's the one where you don't go all the way up, but you stay on the ground.
Okay.
It's more effective.
Okay.
Okay. You have this, and a lot of times you can combine this. Like this.
Okay. Yeah. And I think by that time the opponent will already fall. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you have to be ready. So, yeah, that's a little overview, I think.
Yes.
Does that think that's good enough?
For the rest of the movement, you can just go straight to Malik.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you, Pak Tony. Okay, for the next session, next demo session, please. Bebas. Okay, Prof Deddy
So,
will be
Sekarang,
accompanied by.
oke, bahasa Indonesia ya ganti ya
Iya,
sekarang tadi. Sekarang saya mau kasih lihat di Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu kita belajar self defense dulu. Jadi pentingnya kita belajar lepasan-lepasan dari posisi berdiri. Dan kayak tadi saya bilang, goalnya kalau di Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu itu adalah orang lebih kecil bisa mengalahkan orang yang lebih besar adalah dengan membawa dia ke bawah, dengan membawa lawannya ke bawah, dan mengalahkannya dengan berbagai macam teknik kuncian. Kunciannya itu ada apa aja, kuncian tangan, kuncian kaki, kemudian terus ada kuncian bahu, ada cekikan leher juga. Oke, jadi saya mau kasih lihat self defense-nya dulu atau teknik bela diri yang ada di Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Okay, Prof Deddy will be accompanied by my brother from other mother, Chomi. Give it up. One of the interesting thing in practicing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is if you being caught on the submission, just tap. You can just tap. You can also verbally tap by saying tap tap tap, or you can just tap your opponent. And in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, Professor Deddy also teach us how to break the fall. So when you fall to the mat, it will not harm your back. How does it feel to roll with Prof Deddy after? So this is the basic escape. I mean, we could possibly entering this kind of situation on daily basis, right? When you got someone choke you from behind or they try to take you down. Yeah, this is basically where, yeah. When you learn Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, every time you see people with jacket, it will make you happy because there are so many things that you can grab. Yes. I mean, we learn how to create a strong grip, yeah. That's one example. If someone's caught you with a bear hug, this is a bear hug from behind.
Ini contoh-contohnya yang self defense yang ada. Jadi biasanya untuk orang umum program yang kita jalanin adalah memperkenalkan ini dulu nih yang bisa dipakai di jalan, teknik lepasannya. Yaitu seperti tadi ada headlock, escape, bear hug, dan habis itu baru kita masuk ke bawah, ke ground.
This is the sequence that often being practiced, and it will very effective, especially for women ya.
Basically this position ada di Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu namanya guard. Jadi posisinya you will on the bottom, and usually it's bagus, it's good for women, especially when you try to escape or this is good for a rape prevention program yang ada di Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, okay?
Because most of the time when people got taken down, when you've been pinned, people must be panic, right? This is the guard position, the position that being demonstrated by Prof Deddy. This is the guard. The top position by Chomi is the mount position.
Tadi namanya arm lock, ada kuncian tangan. Oke, yang tadi saya kasih lihat arm lock, this is triangle choke.
This is Chomi often do this to me ya. As you know ya, twice a week ya. This is omoplata or arm lock.
Pakai kaki, jadi kuncian bahu pakai kaki.
Yes. It can snap your shoulder instantly.
Kalau pakai baju atau pakai jaket.
This is the type of choke, collar choke. Yes. And it's not like in the movie. In the movie, you often see 1 minute, 2 minutes of people trying to escape, and then before they black out, before they pass out. In Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, it only took less than 3 seconds for you to pass out. If you didn't tap, you will go to sleep and then wake up next semester. Yes. Okay.
Next masih kunciannya juga. This is another submission called kimura atau kuncian bahu. Oke, pakai.
Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu culturally makes you comfortable in guard position.
Ada posisi lain namanya juga back mount. Nanti saya kasih lihat posisinya, ada back mount. Kemudian juga nanti ada mount position. Oke.
This is a sweep technique. Yes, from this position you can just run away or escape, or if you want to have a ground and pound, please do so.
Position. Gimana orang yang kalau kita lihat dari sini, dari mount position ini, nanti bisa coba lawan yang lebih kecil, dia di atas, yang di bawah kan lebih sulit untuk melakukan teknik pukulan karena jarak ya, dan juga gravitasi. Kalau kita lihat orang mukul dari sini, udah pasti gravitasinya seperti kita lempar koin, pasti jatuhnya ke bawah. Jadi gaya gravitasi lebih keras pukulannya dari sini. Jadi di Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu ada dari posisi mount ini juga ada teknik kuncian. Ada banyak, oke. Ada kuncian tangan kayak gitu, so arm lock.
Ini Americana atau shoulder lock. This is what Americanas look like. If you do it right, it only need a little adjustment and people will just tap. Arm triangle, collar choke, cross choke. This is cross choke. Chomi's face ready to burst. Yeah, yeah. Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is also teach you how to distribute your weight. So for people like me, let's say 70 kilos, it could feel like 100 kilos if I put my weight distribution the right way. Okay, now Prof Det will try to give a cross choke, and then Chomi will roll. Ada mount, ada guard position, ada knee on belly.
Jadi di setiap pertandingan di pertandingan Jiu-Jitsu itu ada poin-poinnya juga. Jadi kalau sports Jiu-Jitsu pertandingan we have point system juga. Jadi kalau mount tadi ada poinnya dapat 4, kalau guard itu nggak ada poin, tapi di guard sendiri kita bisa banyak ngelakuin berbagai macam submission kayak tadi. Kalau saya bahas sedikit mengenai guard, kelihatannya posisinya lemah ya, gitu kayaknya di bawah gitu. It's weak position sebenarnya. Justru bagus kalau untuk perempuan karena dipikir posisinya lemah, tapi sebenarnya ya itu tadi bisa banyak melakukan kuncian.
It's very dangerous.
Ya, jadi goalnya kalau di Jiu-Jitsu, kalau Chomi ada di guard saya seperti ini, dia nggak mau stay di sini, dia maunya buka guard saya. Supaya dia guard itu maksudnya kaki. He wants to pass my guard. Dia mau lewatin kaki saya supaya dia bisa dapat posisi yang lebih dominan. Oke, jadi passing guard, contohnya passing the legs banyak variasinya. Oke, ada kayak gini. Passing guard juga. Jadi ini melewati kaki saya. Begitu dia melewati kaki saya, dia tadi posisinya ada di side control.
Ini posisinya namanya side control. Dari sini Prof Det bisa ngelakuin banyak hal. Bisa Americana. Bisa jadi armbar juga. Very interesting ya.
Dan ya itu tadi contoh-contoh kalau dari side control. Ada posisi juga namanya neon belly. Oke, dan neon belly posisinya. Sebenarnya bukan di knee-nya bukan di perut, tapi sebenarnya knee-nya tuh mengarah, lutut saya tuh mengarahnya ke solar plexus, ulu hati ya.
Ya.
Ke ulu hatinya.
It's very, you should try guys, you should try this. You should try having knee on belly. Jadi dari posisi side mount, supaya Chomi nggak bisa escape. Prof megang bagian sisi pinggangnya Chomi dari sini, dengkulnya ditaruh. This position often be used by police or any security measurement to pin someone's down because it will not. How do you feel, Chomi? I mean, can you explain why you cannot escape from such position?
Kalau tadi sih Prof Det, I mean just now Prof Det was just being so kind to me. Actually, he could just put all of the pressure if he wanted to, making me tap or making me, having trouble breathing. But from there, he can also do some other techniques or moves, just like submissions and so on, or just to punch me if he wants to.
Knee on belly, the position actually is not just I put my knee on his belly, in his solar plexus. My knee is trying to push his solar plexus, and I pull his collar at the same time. Jadi imagine you pull his collar, you put your knee
at the same time,
and you push his hips. Jadi tekan, tarik, so it looks like.
Yeah.
Sometimes if people don't know Jiu-Jitsu, his reaction mau ngapain? There's always action and reaction, right, di Jiu-Jitsu. If normally if people don't know how to do jiu-jitsu, if I put his knee on the belly, he will try to straight his arm like this. So it means I can finish him an arm lock. If I do this reaction, he starts to react like that. I grab his wrist, like my knee. Oh, right? Next. So that's what we're looking for. It's
playing
like a
chess,
human
yeah.
chess.
Yeah.
Yeah, kayak main catur. There's always action, reaction, you know. If your opponent try to give his arm, okay, I'll take his arm. If he give his leg, I'm just gonna take his leg, right? So yeah, same position.
And the knee bar. Knee bar is basically snapping your knees into another shape. Ankle lock, yeah. Or straight foot lock, yeah.
Some of jiu-jitsu tournament, it's illegal doing this karena bahaya because you're not actually breaking his heel, tapi sometimes
The
his
knee
knees
will
got
pop out.
injured, yeah.
Yeah.
Bahaya. Jadi ada beberapa turnamen it's illegal, you know, to do a heel hook submission.
Because the leg seems stronger than the arm, but actually when it snap, yeah, it snaps. Yeah. Back
Neon belly position. The last one, it's
back mount.
back mount, right? Sometimes when you see in UFC or any MMA event, if they don't know jiu-jitsu, his reaction. If I got mount position, if I don't know jiu-jitsu or if you're in the street fighting, try to hit the opponent. Normally either he try to cover his face, right?
Or trying to
Or he
escape.
will try to
To
give his back, trying to protect his face and start to give his back, right? From here, then you go.
this is things, yeah. This is seat belt.
Here,
Yeah, just like seat belt.
so over, under, jadi tangannya ada yang over his shoulder and under his armpit. So this is the goal. We have to control like this. It's better control to do seat belt or over under compared to this double underhooks like this or here. Because when you do this, normally my opponent can turn there. Same thing if I go here. If I go for here, he still can turn. Okay, he can face me, right? So I'm here. This is a better control. You go for a seat belt. From here, there's many ways you can do it. In MMA, automatically he cannot see me what I'm doing here. I can start to do elbows, punch him here. This is the worst position basically, right? So I'm here. Either I can go for strike or I can go for rear naked choke. This is what we call a cekikan lehernya, rear naked choke, like that. Okay, you can always combine with the arm lock too. There. Okay, so you always can protect, right? So
It's nasty, yeah. It's very nasty. It's beautiful.
yeah, depends on the competition. If we go for gi competition, most of the takedown is almost the same. Ada the combination between wrestling takedown or judo throws and all that, right? Ada. But in no-gi, most of the techniques, a lot of wrestling takedown juga. Bow and arrow. Oh yeah, one more thing from the back mount. This is what they call the bow and arrow. Okay.
Yes, bow and arrow.
Okay. Oh yeah, this is a collar choke variation. Ya, kalau collar choke-nya aja, again, imagine if the guy using a jacket or anything, you can always. This is a regular collar choke. So I go here, I open, I put my thumbs inside, I grab his other collar. My goal is trying to pull this collar this direction, and the other one is pull it down, right? Jadi ini tarik ke samping, ini ke bawah. This is okay. If you go for bow and arrow, I can grab here, or you can hug his leg, right? I can pass over here.
I'm used to this, fortunately. I love the pain.
The most fun about jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu, because it's a new, it's kind of new modern martial art, because when you see in the competition, you watch the fight, there's always a new things come out. There's always new submission. People will start, oh, yeah, there's a new kind of new submission, new chokes, new everything. So there's new sweeps. So there's always in jiu-jitsu, it's what we call the never-ending journey. You know, we always learn new things. Even though I'm a black belt, even though I train for like 25 years, if I meet my student who is just traveling abroad, and then show me new things, new sweeps, I always learn from my student. You know, so yeah, that's the most fun of it, I think.
You're not gonna lose. Either you win or you learn. Yes, that's the beauty of martial arts. Okay, Malik, you want to join us?
Oh wow! Of course. You actually.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, maybe.
Actually, I want to
yeah.
talk. Yeah.
Prof Ded could get back. Brother, thank you.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Oh yeah, a little bit trivia info. Prof Ded, me and Chomi, we have this podcast called Indo Octagon MMA, where we talk a lot of MMA scenery. You can check our episodes on Spotify. Promo sedikit nggak apa-apa ya. Okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Prof Ded.
Thank you.
And I want to add a little bit, Deddy. And
Yeah.
in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, we have a programs not just for competitors,
Yeah.
for regular people. We have programs for women also, women self-defense. Like we said, we have a rape prevention program for
Yeah.
kids also.
Kids anti-bully ya.
Bully-proof program.
Bully-proof
So
program.
yeah. So in military also right now I'm holding the Satuan 81. What we do is just doing because I think it's very important to know all the submission, especially if you're in a battlefield and all that, and sometimes you don't need a weapon, so you know how to to use with your bare hands.
Yeah.
Like that. Yeah. Do submissions in real situation.
Thank you so much, Prof.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're gonna go to the Q&A session. And for those of you who's in studio, if you want to get your hands on the mat, yeah, we will also welcome you. Ini ada pertanyaan dulu ya, mungkin saya jawab pertanyaan dulu kali ya. Ini dari Zoom nih, sebentar. Oh, oke. Dari Nurul di Instagram nih. Nurul nanya, Kak, awal latihan untuk beginner harus mulai dari mana ya? Jadi untuk beginner, ya where do we start ya? Harus gimana sih?
Gimana?
Harus mulai dari mana ya?
Okay. Mungkin. Okay. For Pencak Silat, yeah, it's you just come to the class.
Yeah.
You know, don't make excuses. You know, harus ikut. Okay. Then sometimes biasanya mungkin di Jiu-Jitsu juga mereka beri beberapa kali gratis. Ya.
Okay.
Mungkin
Ada trial
satu kali,
class-nya
dua
ya.
kali trial, free trial. So you go, you check it out, and you feel, you know, what you like. But I think you should try. Coba 1 bulan.
1 bulan ya?
At least.
Okay.
Paling tidak ya 1 bulan. So don't quit, because the first day you're gonna be sore. Your body's gonna hurt. You know, you're so
Yeah.
you need to menyesuaikan.
Ya, adjusting, ya, menyesuaikan.
Menyesuaikan.
Betul, yeah.
See, I'm getting better.
Yes. Jadi buat Nurul, pokoknya datang latihan sebulan dulu aja, cobain dulu aja gitu. Mau itu seminggu sekali atau misalnya BJJ biasanya seminggu 2 kali ya Prof ya.
Iya.
Pokoknya sebulan endure aja dulu gitu, karena biasanya habis itu langsung fall in love tuh. Gitu. Oke, untuk Ibnu nih. Nah, gimana caranya meminimalisir cedera pas latihan? Nah, Prof.
Cedera pas latihan udah pasti warm up ya, kita harus warm up.
Betul.
Pemanasan penting banget, 15 mungkin 10 sampai 15 menit warm up, stretching atau peregangan juga nolong. Kalau di BJJ kita ada karena program kelasnya kita emang ngelakuin ada warm up, ada ditambah juga mungkin ada stretching juga. Nah, habis itu kita udah pasti sebelum kita ke inti pelatihan, kita pasti belajar teknik dulu. Dari belajar teknik itu kita ada drilling. Nah, drilling juga sebenarnya ngebantu juga buat warm up. Extra warm up lah. Jadi yang pasti saya bilang warm up sama stretching tuh hal yang penting untuk mencegah cedera juga. Seperti itu ya.
Dan mungkin jangan lupa nge-tap kali ya Prof ya.
Betul.
Yes,
betul.
gitu. Jadi satu hal yang sering dibilangin juga sama Prof Ded sama Chomi terutama ya gitu. Yang ngajarin saya juga ketika masuk ke gym gitu, masuk ke dojo gitu. Yang namanya harga diri sama ego tinggalin aja di pintu depan gitu. Jadi kita
Leave your ego out the door ya.
Leave the ego out the door gitu. Karena ketika di mat ya kalau misalnya memang udah kena cok ya udah ngetap aja gitu. And it's okay, gak apa-apa gitu. Jadi jangan khawatir Ibnu. Oke, next questions dari Syafira. Nah, ini Syafira dari Zoom nih nanya. Mau nanya untuk perempuan, jurus paling simple dan paling bagus untuk pertahanan diri seperti apa dari BJJ atau pencak silat? Jadi jurus paling simple ada mungkin kalau misalnya boleh mau dipraktekkan juga boleh atau mau dipraktekin juga boleh nggak apa-apa. Gitu. Jadi jurus paling simple untuk self defense gitu.
No, silakan. You wanna say first?
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead first.
So there's simple techniques, okay? So Pencak Silat ada pukul, ya, pukulan, ya. So ada pukulan seperti ini, ya. So you can practice that. But I think there ada beberapa teknik paling mudah digunakan to be used.
Yeah,
Yeah,
to be used.
Yeah. So ini karena harus you have to make your hand strong for a punch. Okay, so mungkin lebih mudah seperti ini.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean if you want to give us a simple demonstration, it's okay.
So there's certain techniques if you want just for bela diri, just for self-defense.
For self-defense.
Yeah, so there's some techniques also in BJJ we learned, but you can talk about BJJ. But right now, like the simplest one here for me is you hit with this, okay?
With palm ya?
Yeah, tapi di silat ada pukul, tapi harus latihan seperti ini. Seperti ini, harus latihan seperti ini.
Yes, latihan itunya yang... Ya.
Tapi kalau tidak mau, bisa ini.
Use the palm ya?
Okay. We call this like cengkraman. Saya lupa nama. Yeah, cengkraman. Yeah. Boom. So bisa. So seperti ini. Ya. Boom. Ya. Ya, hanya itu. Dan ini bisa you
break
can
the
hit
nose
here, nose. Ini saya pikir ini teknik paling mudah. Yes, to learn.
So basically you you can aim the jaw or the nose ya. Okay. Nah, kalau dari Prof Ded gimana dari Prof? Kalau buat
Saya setuju sama Malik bilang tadi bahwa emang paling penting kalau untuk striking terutama buat orang umum adalah dengan menggunakan open palm ya. Jadi
open palm.
Tangannya kebuka. Buat wanita juga kalau misalnya di jalan ada yang ganggu atau kalian udah pikir udah kelewatan nih mau nampar nih, namparnya harus yang bener istilahnya gitu. Namparnya bukan yang cuman gitu, tapi bayangin dari bawah ini kakinya buka. Kita di semua bela diri pasti punya kuda-kuda, entah tadi silat posisinya seperti ini, boxing, kita ikut boxing atau ikut muay thai, pasti punya kuda-kuda.
Ada stance-nya ya.
Kakinya buka, terus satu kakinya taruh belakang, kayak kita mau bikin huruf L aja nih gini nih, letter L. Nah sama kalau kita mau melakukan open palm, misalnya mau nampar, mau slapping, ya udah pasti dari bawah sini, jangan dari sini. Which is lawannya bisa tahu, orangnya bisa tahu. Jadi kalian dari bawah sini. Oke, aimingnya dari sini. Dan sekarang kalau mukul bayangin bukan cuman mukul tenaganya dari sini. This is tenaganya cuma dari bawah. Bayangin kalian memukul dari tumit kakinya, angkat dikit kakinya, oke, tangannya buka, dan mukulnya gerakannya adalah seperti ini, dari bawah ke atas. Ini. Aimingnya kemana? Kalau tadi Malik bilang, saya setuju juga bisa dengan open palm seperti ini, atau mungkin kalau menampar juga seperti ini. Again, resikonya lebih aman kalau buat kita nih, buat orang awam, misalnya adalah dengan kebuka. Kalau pakai knuckle, pakai seperti ini, resikonya apa? Kalau tangannya bisa patah juga kalau kena. Tapi kalau kebuka tangan gini, resikonya juga lebih. Jadi dari bawah, saya tangannya gini. Dari sini bawah, tangannya gini. Oke, dari bawah ke atas gini. Gerakannya. Tapi lihat, saya gerakannya bukan cuma ini ya. Ini beda. Kalian ntar rasain aja sendiri. Coba di samsak kalian dari sini, buka kakinya dari bawah, oke, pinggangnya gerak ke atas.
Jadi ada power dari kaki dan
semua.
Pinggangnya ya Prof ya.
Kayak kita main gerakannya, semuanya pakai pinggang ke atas ke bahu, dari bawah pinggang sampai ke bahu. Kayak gitu. Jadi semua pakai gerakannya satu in one motion gitu.
Sama kalau buat perempuan sih, kayaknya I think it's best to maintain your distance ya, apalagi kalau di bawah ya. Dan di BJJ kita punya namanya spider guard namanya. Guard tapi dari posisi kayak laba-laba gitu,
Kayak
jadinya
laba-laba.
orangnya nanti akan di bawah. So we can control our opponent even though he's on top, we can control him by doing this. Yeah. From here I can do the triangle choke or sorry Prof. I can do just a sweep maybe. Sweep. So in BJJ we maintain our distance. Even if we get close, we can still be deadly. So that's how BJJ is. Yeah.
Oke, thank you Prof, thank you Bang Ajis. Syafira, mudah-mudahan tadi terjawab ya pertanyaannya ya gitu. Jadi memang use your palm, optimizing your palm and keep your distance ya gitu. Terus sekarang dari Arif nih di Zoom. Minta tips gimana biar bisa cepat hafal gerakan pencak silat atau BJJ. How to quickly remember the is there any
Okay,
advice
I
for
think,
Arif?
saya pikir banyak orang mau semua cepat-cepat, ya, nggak bisa.
Bro Arif ya, dengerin ya. Harus sabar, ada stepnya
sabar.
ya.
Ya, harus sabar. Ya, what do you think?
Yes, saya setuju. Jadi emang kalau latihan, kalau biar bisa cepat hafal ya gerakannya, ya udah pasti harus latihan ya. Latihan terus, melakukan banyak pengulangan, drilling, itu udah pasti ya. Jadi harus diulang terus supaya kita bisa latihannya. Kadang-kadang kalau di BJJ kita bilang kalau kita mikir melakukan satu kuncian itu udah terlambat. Jadi mestinya nggak boleh mikir. Jadi udah kayak automatic pilot. Oke nih, dia ngasih tangan gue, ya udah gue kunci tangannya. Gitu. Jadi udah otomatis nggak perlu mikir. Oh ini waktunya gue kunci tangan nih, udah telat malahan. Jadi right away udah otomatis. Gimana bisa dapetinnya ya? Kita harus lebih banyak melakukan yaitu tadi drilling terus latihan terus. Emang nggak ada yang ekspres, jadi emang perlu banyak latihan seperti itu.
Dan ya sebetulnya when it comes to martial arts, it's actually the muscle memory ya. We try to gain the muscle memory. I mean, yang diinstal itu bukan kalau menurut saya pribadi sendiri ya, kalau lagi latihan yang diinstal tuh bukan kepalanya, yang diinstal tuh badannya gitu. Jadi softwarenya itu diinstal tuh ke badan gitu. Jadi pada saat badan kita memorize, oh gue lagi mau kena triangle nih, oh gue lagi mau kena strike nih, udah langsung gerak badannya gitu, udah kebentuk gitu memori badannya itu sendiri sih gitu. Jadi buat Arif, kayak practicing aja, sering-sering drill ya. Tambah sering latihan, jam terbang gak bakal bohong soalnya Rif. Oke, next dari Abi di Facebook dia nanya. Bukan Abi Apto ya. Apakah ada kemungkinan patah tangan atau kaki saat pertama latihan? Ya.
patah tangan atau kaki pada saat latihan.
Pada saat pertama latihan.
Pertama kali.
Kayaknya sih.
Nggak ada sih ya.
Kayaknya sih enggak ya.
Nggak ada karena kalau buat saya terutama buat di gym, kalau program latihan saya terutama buat orang baru saya nggak kasih langsung untuk dibanting-banting atau langsung jadi ikut sparring atau hard roll langsung sparring yang keras, saya nggak rekomendasi untuk orang baru mau latihan di JJ terus langsung sparring yang keras gitu karena balik lagi yang saya rasain kalau saya belajar grappling sama belajar striking itu emang agak beda dikit gitu karena di grappling itu ada berapa step gitu yang badan kita harus biasain terbiasa dulu ya. Jadi nggak bisa langsung nggak kayak kita mau mukul, kita udah tahu semua orang kalau disuruh mukul ya udah tangannya lurus gini. Kalau di jiu-jitsu mungkin ada step-stepnya yang ya misalnya kayak kita melakukan satu teknik kuncian armbar gitu, ada stepnya yang harus kita nggak boleh ada yang lewat gitu ya, nggak boleh di skip. Jadi saya nggak di gym saya nggak menyarankan orang baru untuk langsung dibanting-banting atau apa kayak gitu nggak ada gitu. Jadi kalau ditanya pernah ada yang patah nggak pernah ada.
Nggak pernah ada sih sejauh ini gitu.
Jadi
itu, ya it's a very safe environment karena pedagogi dari Malik sama Prof Deddy juga memang udah diatur gitu dari mulai beginner, intermediate sampai yang advance proporsi tekniknya juga memang udah diatur ya Prof ya gitu. Oke, ini banyak nih yang nanya nih. Oke, dari Ipung. Ipung nanya, tadi mungkin udah sempat di-share tapi nggak apa-apa nanti di-share lagi aja. Ada nggak sih movement atau jurus atau gerakan favorit dari Malik atau Prof Ded? Malik tadi udah sempat cerita ya, boleh di-share lagi sedikit. Favorit move-nya apa tadi? Tendangan T ya?
Tendangan T,
Oke,
ya.
sama.
Tapi yang paling ini yang saya paling menggunakan, I use the most,
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah. Paling sering dipakai.
Sering dipakai.
Ah.
Sering dipakai. Dan tapi saya suka teknik buaya. What's it called?
Sweep ya, sapuan.
Guntingan depan. Guntingan depan. Saya ini enak. You can say that? Yeah, for me. Yeah.
Okay. How about you, Prof? Is there any technique that you like or you often use?
My favorite technique will be chokes, cekikan leher.
Okay.
Karena biar orang segede apapun, mungkin kalau orangnya besar, tangannya kuat, kadang-kadang di armbar ya udahlah mau patahin terserah, nggak apa-apa gitu kan. Mereka juga ada yang punya prinsip seperti itu kalau di dalam pertandingan ya saya bicara. Cuman kalau yang namanya choke, cekekan, mau orang segede apapun, kalau yang namanya dia nggak mau tap, itu ya either dia pingsan atau ya dia harus tap gitu aja. Jadi cekikan itu kan kita bicara darah nggak bisa ngalir ke otak gitu. Jadi kalau misalnya dia nggak cepet-cepet tap out, nyerah, ya udah pasti pingsan, itu aja sih. Jadi kalau ditanya dan teknik cekikan juga variasinya banyak banget.
Betul.
Bisa pakai collar, ya bisa pakai dari posisi mana aja bisa, dan buat siapa aja belajar mau perempuan pun, dan nggak perlu pakai tenaga masalahnya. Menariknya itu kalau saya ajarin perempuan misalnya Rina kecok, coba pakai teknik cekikan, pasti dia langsung bisa gitu. Maksudnya dia bisa pakai karena itu gampang banget gitu.
And one of the thing that you guys might need to know about choke itu dua yang di-cut. Jadi pertama jalur darah, pembuluh darah, kedua jalur oksigen gitu. Dan di-cutnya itu bukan gradually, bener-bener langsung zero gitu. Jadi bener-bener ya udah gitu, disconnecting aja gitu, pass out.
Disconnect the air and the blood and the air, it disconnects.
The blood and the air just disconnected. Oke, ini ada Boyke nanya ke Malik kayaknya. How do you promote teens to learn pencak silat in US? And how many students do you have now in US?
This is in Bahasa English or Bahasa Indonesia? If it's in English, I'll speak it. I'll answer.
He asks in English.
In English.
Boyka asks
so
in
bisa
English.
jawab di Bahasa Inggris ya, boleh?
It's okay.
Okay. So we have in Washington, D.C., we have 3 locations, or three main instructors, about 3. And overall, we have over 100 students. So we have lebih dari 100 murid-murid. Tapi ada juga di Colorado, ada juga there's also in Colorado, there's also in New York, there's different spots. But masih sedikit. Mungkin seperti waktu pertama kali di BJJ di Amerika. So kami coba how do you say, make known, let everybody know about it by, media. We have tournaments, ada kejuaraan. Kami membuat, organize kejuaraan. We have competitions. So we're doing a lot. We're really trying to push ourselves in Washington, D.C. There's another group in Williamsburg. There's a group in Colorado. There's a group in New York. There's even one in Canada. Oh. So it's growing, but slowly, but we have a lot of work to do. Yeah,
okay.
A lot of work to do.
There's a follow-up questions by Luhut. This is not the minister, right? Luhut, okay. Okay, do you think, okay, for Malik, what do you think is a good way to share or spread or promote Pencak Silat in the West?
Silat.
Yeah.
This is interesting because I also want to know how you are spreading BJJ. Because before I say this, let me say something about BJJ. Yeah. It's okay? It's okay. I say something about it's BJJ. Okay. I started studying BJJ maybe about 10 years ago. Okay, because I entered the octagon and did Pencak Silat, and then I found that I had a weakness on the ground. Okay, there was a problem where I ran into a problem. And so I wanted to strengthen that area. And I think it was one of the best decisions I've ever made. I think Pencak Silat and Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu go so well together, because you saw how I went from high position to low position, right? Kick from high, then went sweep down, right?
To ground fighting.
Yeah, then to ground crowding. So from there, you could do so much on the ground with bridges. So I think it's a beautiful combination. It's a beautiful combination. Now, what was the question again?
What is the best way to promote the Pencak Silat
in America?
Yeah.
So for us, we are basically trying to get more students. I think the best way is to have good, solid, strong students.
Oh, okay.
We won silver. Our great athlete, Adam Pereira from USA, won silver at the World Pencak Silat Tournament in 2018. Before that, he won bronze. My daughter won gold medal in Singapore, gold medal in Belgium. So that's the way we just make good athletes. Nobody's gonna want to join Silat or nobody's gonna want to join BJJ if the athletes are not good.
Yeah.
They have to be top quality. So that's our focus, to make our athletes top quality. Yeah.
And yeah, I think that's also answer the Boyka questions about your dream to become a Pencak Silat champion, and you already prove it, yeah. Not just you, but also your students and your daughter, yeah.
Yes.
Winning the competition. And I want to add something to Luhut. You can also use and utilizing social media. You can post a short clip about martial arts tips or Pencak Silat tips, and then you can spread it organically. You don't even have to pay foreign ads. I mean, you can just utilize the social media to spread the clips, the tips, and keep inviting people to join your club or your gym. Yeah. Okay. I would like to give the chances to the audience in the studio to ask. Okay.
Hello, my name is Adila. I was the one who did the opening.
I remember.
I was very excited to see you guys doing the moves, and I have 2 questions actually. First, what is the worst injury you've ever had participating in tournaments? And second, how do you guys keep yourself motivated to keep training? That's all. Thank you.
Silakan.
Silakan Prof.
Silakan, ya.
Yeah, my first injury, I broke my leg before when I was preparing for Hickson Gracie. Hickson Gracie was making his second tournament in UCLA back then. It was in '97. So I was preparing for my competition, and I broke my ankle. I broke my there's two bones here. I broke this one of the
fibula.
bone, and then I dislocated my ankle. That's the worst. That because at that time I think I fell in the wrong position. Kayak
When
salah.
you're practicing ya?
When I was practicing,
Okay.
I wasn't even competing yet. Yeah, but yeah, because of that, so I have to put a cast for
Cast.
8 weeks that time. Yeah, so yeah, I couldn't compete.
How about you, Malik?
Okay,
Have you
so
ever-
mine is with
injured?
lutut saya. Saya ada cedera di lutut saya. It's a torn meniscus, so it's not a big injury, but I had an operation on it. So now it's better. It's good, yeah. So, but I still have problems on it sometimes on this knee. But that's I think the biggest one. I think like you know, my grips with training, you know, because I do train. So you know, I do train BJJ, and one of the
Malik
things,
is a brown belt in BJJ.
yeah. So yeah,
One steps more to become
to
a black belt.
yeah. But yeah, a lot of sometimes like I when the person pulled the grip, like it hurt my like I think I did something to my fingers and I couldn't close it for a while. So, but those are minor. I mean, I don't think you should worry about injuries too much if you're young, and particularly what I like about Silat and BJJ. For me, Silat, there's no in competition. We don't hit to the face, so we are not. I mean, we're not worried about concussions. You know, that's a big issue. If
Yeah,
you talk
the
about
CTE are also a big issue
problem,
for fighters.
Right.
Yeah.
Fighters, right? You know, you can. So we don't in Silat. We protect the head. You know, and then we protect. You can't hit the knee. There's certain things that you can hit the knee. You can't do it. And also BJJ, I think, is one of the most. To be honest, is one of the safest
Martial arts
martial
form, yeah.
arts to practice because it allows you to roll and move and fight, but it's kind of safety, you know. Yeah.
Yeah, and I want to add a little bit in jiu-jitsu. You imagine if you train boxing and you have to go for hard sparring, and the people start to punching you in the head all the time,
Oh,
and sometimes you will get cut, you got knockout and all that. But in jiu-jitsu, you can go 100%. But
Without
still,
having-
if someone choke you out, you can always tap. You know,
yeah.
you can always tap, and you can always say verbally tap or you just tap out to the mat and anything.
And especially for kids, since it's so playful, so I always encourage the parents and their kids to join a BJJ class, because afterwards, I mean, after they practice on the gym, they can always rewind the experience at home. And the second questions from Sadila: how do you motivate yourself, especially when in I don't know, maybe experiencing defeat on tournament, or dealing with injury, or anything. I mean, how do you motivate yourself to, because you've been on this martial arts scenery for almost 20 years, more than 20 years, How do you motivate
For
yourself?
me, I think it's like I said before in jiu-jitsu, in BJJ, I never stopped learning until now, and there's always new things. That's the most fun part about jiu-jitsu. You can see the guard technique that I show you. It's only like it's a close guard technique. There's always new techniques come out. There's always we have spider guard before. Now people start to invent the worm guard.
Yes.
And what kind of other guard, you know?
Buggy choke,
There's always a new
there's
submission.
Hindulotin, and
Squid
many
guard,
other,
right?
yeah.
Squid guard.
Squid guard. That's it. There's always a new techniques in BJJ. So there's always how can I say? I never feel like
get
feel-
bored
get
or
bored or anything, right?
Yeah.
There's always I can just sit in the gym and then my students came up to me and hey, I think I watched this fight. There's a new techniques, like you said. There's a buggy choke, and we start trying the techniques, and yeah, that's the most fun of it, you know. So yeah,
we
I
can.
just-
I mean,
it makes
as a
me
teacher,
motivated. Yeah,
as a
Yeah.
teacher, you can also learn new things, yeah, from
That's-
your students, yeah.
that's true. That's
Okay.
the most fun of it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think I want to say when you talk about students, I think that's what motivates me. Seeing the young people and training and getting better and better and better than me. When I see my students, that motivates me to just continue and to train and learn so I can teach them more, you know.
Okay, is there any other questions from the audience? No? Okay.
Hello. Thank you for everything. Who are your personal favorite pioneers of your sports right now? And have either of you had any exposure to something that's kind of similar to both, like capoeira? That's all.
Okay, let me answer that for preliminary answers. Yeah, I trained capoeira in 2004 together with Chomi. Yeah, back then when I was still in diploma program on broadcasting UI, capoeira is my final project. And then after that, I start to practice capoeira in Bulungan from 2004 until 2006 maybe, yeah, 2 years. And then there's a several gap years, and then Chomi start to practice Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu and in 2011, yeah, 2011 and up until now. So yeah, but how about you guys? Have you ever and have any other experience with any other
Other martial
martial
arts.
arts?
Well, myself, I've done a lot of BJJ. I've done some Taekwondo. I've done Muay Thai, a little bit of boxing. But honestly, my main sport has been Pencak Silat. Yeah, and that's what I've been focusing on mostly. What was his other question? Oh, my favorite.
Is there any
Yes.
martial arts favorite figure?
So I have.
That's also on my questions list.
Oh,
actually.
really?
So thank you
Thank
for
you.
representing me.
So I have two right now in Silat. Okay, we have one name that I just met from Indonesia. His name is Denny Aprisani. Denny Aprisani.
Denny
He's
Aprisani.
a well-known YouTuber, terkenal di dunia. Dia punya lebih dari 1 juta pengikut, like subscribers. Yeah. So he's very famous, and he was dia Platnas
Oh, okay.
kemarin or dulu, yeah. Platnas, yeah. And yeah, so he's and also there's also this guy named Jufri he's from Malaysia.
Oh, okay.
So he's very talented. He just won the world championship in Malaysia again. So very talented person, and he's just a nice guy. So
Hopefully you will be able to meet and train with them.
I've met both of them.
Oh,
I
okay.
met them both in the world tournament, and I met Danny at this weekend.
Oh, okay.
Aprisani,
Nice.
Mas Danny.
Yeah, yeah. You
Hello,
must-
Mas Danny, if you're watching. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Shout out to Mas Dani and Jufri from
And
Malaysia.
Jufri, if you're
Yes.
watching.
Okay, how about you, Prof?
You were talking about the martial art, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. My
Pernah ada yang dicoba lagi nggak?
my first, like I said, my first martial art was Pencak Silat
Pencak
as
Silat.
a Marpati Putih. So I learned Marpati Putih when I was 7 years old, and then I learned Taekwondo also back when I was in junior high school, and then when I went back to Indonesia, and I don't have any training partner back then, and this is
Must be
back in
very hard for you, yeah.
2000. This is back in 2000. I met my judo sensei is from Spain. His name is Alfonso, and yeah, he's I learned judo from him. He's one of the Spanish. I think he was a Spanish Olympic team. He was competing in yeah, Alfonso Garcia is my sensei. my judo sensei, I learned with him for, back then I don't have any training partner, so I trained judo with him for like for 4 years. So yeah, it's been I learned I do some boxing and kickboxing before, but I don't really like to get punched in my face.
Exactly.
So yeah, because I got knocked out before, and then and then that's most of the martial art that I learned. It's judo and taekwondo and merpati putih. Yeah. And
Your favorite figure.
my
Yes.
favorite figure is my first instructor. Its name is Hickson Gracie. I think Hickson Gracie is one of the top BJJ from one of the top instructor from the Gracie family. And It's quite open mind, and then he competed in, besides only competing in jiu-jitsu, he competing in other martial arts, in sambos and wrestling and all that. So yeah, I think that's my
Okay. Okay. Let me add my favorite figure, Charles Oliveira, who's gonna he's gonna fight Islam Makhachev Oktober on UFC
Oh, boy.
280. Jadi mudah-mudahan and still mudah-mudahan bisa jadi lightweight champion berikutnya. Favoritnya Chomi juga soalnya. I mean he's one of the most skilled submission artists, and he also broke the records for the most submission in UFC history. I mean, can you imagine when we fight on MMA, fight on octagon without any gi, we're just using shorts, and then to be able to execute such submission with high precision, it's top notch for me. Okay, there's still many questions that I would like to ask, but since we we almost on our end, this is my last questions for both of you. Is there any wish list or bucket list, or maybe hope for the martial arts scenery, whether in Indonesia or globally? What's your
Yes.
any?
I have a dream that, we have competitions across America, and not just America. Tidak hanya di Amerika, tapi di seluruh Amerika, Amerika Tengah, Amerika Selatan,
Yeah.
Selatan, everywhere, Canada, and we have competitions, like the way there is in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, there's competitions, pretty much there's a competition, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu competition every week. If you wanted to compete
Every
and
week,
travel,
yeah.
you can go one competition. Is it like that in Indonesia now? A competition? Very
right
rare,
now,
jarang,
yes,
yeah?
yes.
We're
but
still
it's-
struggling with the
yeah, we're
pandemic,
struggling.
but
Yeah.
FBJJI, the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation in Indonesia,
Yeah,
keep trying to
to push.
Yeah.
to push the
Yeah.
agenda further. So we hopefully by the end of this year, yeah.
Hopefully by next year we
Next year.
at least have four competition in 1 year. Hopefully
Yeah.
more. Yeah, from
Yeah.
FBJJE. Yeah, but I don't know
Yeah.
from maybe there are other organization they're gonna make it more.
Mm.
But our target is for competition
For
for 1
competition.
year.
By the way, IBJJF, they run their tournaments very well.
Yes.
Very well. I went and I was on time. They gave me the time where I had to compete, like to the minute. I'm like, so that's one of my goals, to make our competition like as good as BJJ competitions they have. Yeah.
What about you, Prof? Deb?
Same. Yeah, I think it's about the competition. Of course, I wanted to always my mission, my goal. It's always trying to promote and socializing Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu in Indonesia through competition. I think we run the competition before, so we're gonna start to keep doing it. And then my list is actually, I wanted people to know Indonesia about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, not just for regular, for people in Indonesian people, for military. Hopefully in the future, I want also for people who handicapped people who can also learn jiu-jitsu, you know.
Okay, so people
Like in
with disability could also
disabilities,
learn and
that's my-
practice and
yeah.
maybe competing.
Competing, yeah, because
BJJ
if you
also,
see
yeah.
in UAE, especially in Abu Dhabi, they start to have a competition for handicapped people and all that. So my goal is, yeah, I'm trying to promote, yeah, not only for regular people, but only for handicap, for everyone, you know, like I'm trying to
To be more inclusive,
yeah,
yeah.
inclusive and spreading more to any other. I mean, like besides the military, for handicapped people also. Like,
Okay. Is there any final words or statements or advice or maybe invitation that you would like to give to the audience in studio or in online?
Yeah. I guess for those people in America who might be watching, I want to say is that check out Pencak Silat. I know a lot of Americans already know about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, but check out Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu too. But Pencak Silat has a lot of benefits, you know.
Yes.
And then for the people di orang Indonesia, jangan how do I say it? Be proud of your
Yeah.
of your art.
Yes.
Be proud of your culture. Be proud of your art, but don't be afraid also to learn new things. You know, learn new arts. You know, don't lose your culture, but also don't stay away from other cultures like Brazilian culture, Brazilian art. You know, learn, but also be proud of your own culture and your own techniques and your own martial arts. Yeah.
Okay, Prof Ded, any final
yeah,
statements?
if we're talking about Pencak Silat, of course, it's one of the most effective martial art too. I think it's now if you watch mixed martial art, for
Yeah.
example, you can always. When I start seeing a mixed martial art before, only low kicks is very effective. They said it, but now you can see people doing a lot of roundhouse, crazy
Crazy,
spinning
yes.
things. You know, in MMA, it means that any martial arts, even Pencak Silat, is very effective also in a real situation, you know, and all that in mixed martial art. And of course, for people in Indonesia, of course, if they want to know more about Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and yeah, do not hesitate just to try it, you know, because some of you might have learned martial art, stand up martial art before, and want to know more about ground fighting. I think it's in the beginning. I think it's a bit hard for people to learn.
Yeah.
It takes 3 to 6 months, I think,
Yeah.
to be able to understand all the concept in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. But once you keep training, you will find that there's a fun part of it. You know,
Yes.
yeah. Once you get hooked, you cannot.
You cannot go back.
Go back. Can't
Once you
stop.
fall in love with BJJ
I
and Pencak
agree.
Silat, you cannot go back, guys.
I agree.
Okay, give tons of applause to Malik and Prof Ded. Thank you so
you.
much.
Thank you.
Hopefully we'll be able to train together again, yeah.
Yes.
Thank
And
you,
I
Bang.
want to try to visit your
Yes,
studio in
yes,
Indonesia.
you should,
maybe.
you should
Yeah.
visit Prof
Yeah.
Ded Gyms.
Yeah.
Thank you buat Nurul, buat Ibnu, buat Syafira, Arif, Abi, Ipung, Boyke, Luhut yang udah nanya. Mudah-mudahan kalian bisa langsung join kelasnya segera ya. Kelasnya Malik yang di sini boleh, kelasnya Prof Ded juga boleh gitu ya kan. Terus ini special shout out, I want to thank Kiki Desmaika, the show director and all the production crew. Thank you so much for making this happen, guys. You are all awesome. Hopefully we'll be able to have this event again ya on At America. And thank you so much guys for coming. See you guys on the mat soon ya, very soon. We will wait for you. Kita balikin lagi langsung ke Sadila ya. Ya, Sadila.
All
You got it.
right.
Kami.
Thank you. What an incredible night. That was fantastic. I was really on fire. Thank you so much, Malik and Prof Deddy and Kak Afo for tonight's event. And also don't forget to follow our social media and tell us your favorite technique. You learned probably 1 or 2 moves from tonight's session. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube at AT America. You can also see us on the website at www.atamerica.or.id for more updates from us. All right, with that, it is time to say goodbye. Thank you so much all for your participation. My name is Adila, and I will see you at the next At America event. Bye-bye.